Welcome to Work This Way, a labor and employment podcast. I'm Tina Emerson, Chief Marketing Officer at Maynard Nexsen. I'm joined here today with Keely Fresh. She is a Maynard Nexsen labor and employment attorney here in our Greenville, South Carolina office. Good to see you.
Hey, Tina. Good to see you.
Well, we are here today at the Greenville SHRM Conference, where local HR and employment professionals are gathered for insightful sessions with expert speakers. And we are lucky to have the president and president-elect of GSHRM with us today, Brittany Goforth and Tyler Clark. Good to see you both.
Hey, thank you for having us.
We are glad to have you. Well, tell us about this great theme that you have. It is the Back to the Future, Rockin' the 80s, Powering Tomorrow. Tell me about the theme. Why did you land on that?
I think the theme that we came up with was making it energetic, giving people an opportunity to really express and get engaged to what we have going on right now. So a lot of the times you show up to HR conferences or other conferences, it's, come in just, hey, how you doing? Go to your seat. We wanted people to be really engaged with the theme. We have all our exhibitors. A lot of them are dressed up. Many of our attendees are dressed up, and we just, let's be honest, 80s is probably the best generation in my opinion.
Yeah, everything's better in leg warmers. I think you'd agree. I think you'd agree.
And neon. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And this is your last run as president of GSHRM. So what does this conference mean for you as you pass over the reins to Tyler?
Yeah, it's great. We've been involved in the conference for the last couple of years as I was president-elect and now as president. It's a huge part of what we do as the Greenville SHRM community and kind of what we deliver to our members and our sponsors and exhibitors and all of our partners here. So it's a really big event for us throughout the year, and it's just a ton of fun. It's nice to cap it off with a great theme this year and also really look ahead to all the topics of the future. So that was kind of the tie-in to, the retro theme, but really looking ahead as well.
That's really interesting. So as leaders of GSHRM, you are at the forefront of local discussions of issues and complications that might come up, and truly the evolution of human resources roles. What trends are you both seeing that are impacting these roles today?
So, our first speaker this morning was focused on AI, and we pretty much can't leave a session or a topic. SHRM nationally, AI is a huge focus of a national conference this year, other conferences, and that was one of our main, headline topics as well. It's really changing how HR is going to work in the future. What are we going to recruit for? How are we going to recruit? How are we going to train? And frankly, how we do our jobs as well. There's a ton of administration sometimes in HR, or there has historically been, and how do we do that differently too? And then how do we get ourselves ready for our profession and everyone else's? So I'd say that's a huge one. Also just talking about talent in today's marketplace, whether it's attracting talent, whether it's leading the multi-generational workforce, we've talked about a lot. And then throughout this year, we've talked about some other common topics like civility and just how we're all working together in today's environment too.
Yeah, I think the multi-generational thing is a big topic. HR today is not just your admin in the office. We're more people-driven. That's a big part of who we are, and it's how do you communicate with, as you said, the multi-generations? How do you speak to their needs and reach them and potential talent along the way?
Well, let's expand on that. So your theme of Back to the Future and this theme of the 80s, that was several decades back, but let's go 1 or 2 decades back. How have you seen HR change? The landscape of what the workforce is expecting out of their new employment and what workplaces are expecting out of their new hires. How have you seen that shift over the past couple of decades?
Yeah. I think what the workplace now offers to those entering the workforce has changed. We were just chatting before we started, right, around what generation coming in wants, what they really value is very different from the generation that's maybe about to retire, and you're managing everything in between as a company or as an HR person, from your benefits, your compensation to training, and everyone kind of wants something a little bit different, and that's okay, but you also then have to run a business. So there's a ton of finding the balance in all of that I think HR roles anywhere, big and small companies, are trying to kind of thread that needle and then get everyone to play nice together and work well together at the same time.
Yeah, I think a lot of it also is the work-life balance. We're seeing a change from, being 100% dedicated to work all the time. People want that separation between their work life and then their personal life. And so that's a big change. Being able to be flexible with your schedules, being able to meet their needs from a benefits. Having that flexibility and offer multiple packages, whether it be health benefits or retirement packages, that's a big thing right now.
And I would be remiss if I did not talk about the pandemic for a second. When a lot has changed, but the pandemic changed the way we work a lot. People were discovering that, yes, we can work remotely, and it actually can work. And then folks got a little comfortable at home and didn't want to go back. So how has that worked? And I'm sure that's been a lot of topic over all of these GSHRM conferences for the past 5 years about how you manage those remote workers. But that's really changed that work-life balance demand, right?
Absolutely.
I think people are really swinging back to, I was just in a conversation last week with some other professionals in the upstate of HR and those that have kind of moved to other areas of the state. And it seems like a lot of people are swinging back to that kind of a couple days in, or the option to kind of be in a couple of days, but then you've got your couple of days at home where that can be afforded. Obviously, not all jobs can do that, but that was interesting. That was pretty much a consensus of a really diverse group that we had on the call from different companies and industries on kind of how they're balancing that and people realizing they want to see people and interact, or requiring videos. Some things like that were really interesting as how people are kind of balancing that interaction people are craving again now that things feel safe and are comfortable, right?
That's the funny thing is one of the attendees came by earlier and was like, it's so great to see people. I work from home every day in my pajamas. I want to see people. This is a great opportunity for them to network. And there is that flexibility in schedules for some. However, those that do work from home day to day, they're like, man, I wish I was back into an office setting. That interaction, people want that interaction, especially HR people. If you're not a people person, you're in the wrong profession. And so that's a big part for us.
Yeah.
That's really interesting that you say HR, you do have to be people persons, I guess, especially when people aren't really sure exactly what they want. But this evolution of, okay, is it benefits? Is it flexible? Is it pay? And you said something really interesting, Tyler, about being a people-driven communicator. What other skills and qualities do you think are necessary for HR professionals moving forward and the HR professionals of the future?
I would say being able to switch hats when necessary, being able to have the conversations with the C-suites in your company, but also being able to switch the hats for my personal company, being able to go out into the field with the technicians, meet them at their level, understanding what's important to them and letting them know they do have a voice in the company, that we are driven by culture. Our company is very big on culture driven. One of the things is, hey, how do we meet their needs? From professionalism, excellence, teamwork, integrity, and respect, our core values for us. Do they meet what we need from our culture? And it's meeting them where they are at the same time.
Yeah. I think I would just add, just to touch on the AI topic again, and again, I know SHRM National, it's a huge piece, but I think the organization's really going to look to us. You'll probably see it first in training or hiring on kind of where can we use this in certain places, maybe a little bit faster than in some other parts of the business. So I think anything we can be doing to really upskill ourselves there. I'm saying it out loud to also remind myself to do it because it's new, it's different, but it's not stopping, right? It's going to continue to be a part of our world. So,
and you're touching on a lot of topics, and HR is multifaceted with a lot of things you'll be talking about during this conference. What are you hoping that the attendees walk away with?
I think just some great insights. We've really tried to kind of keep our topics, again, focused on the future while having kind of a bit of our fun with our decor and music and all that kind of stuff in the past. So just some great insights, some great things to take away. Also some really tactical and practical things as well. We've got a session coming up on investigations, on benefits. We try and balance that kind of future leadership also with some really core tactical HR skills that you kind of always have to keep sharp and aren't ever going to go away from HR's toolbox for a while. So that would be what I would say.
Yeah, I think one of the big sessions is always a hit with our conferences is the legal side. People love the legal because everybody has a different viewpoint on how much legal needs to be involved. Everybody's able to sit here and go, man, I didn't even think of it that way. So they get great insights from that. Again, Courtney mentioned the AI. That's a huge topic right now. We're doing workplace investigations, real life topics that we see day to day that they can take back to their workplace is a big thing for us.
Well, we see a lot of those topics too, particularly Keely with workplace investigations.
So we are also very thankful for GSHRM and all the work that you do. Do you have anything that you want to brag about or let people know that may not be a part of GSHRM that should be?
Well, I think everyone in the Greenville area, if you're involved in HR or if you manage people or if you care about any topic related to HR, you can and should be a member of GSHRM. I'd also say, too, we've tried to offer different engagement opportunities for our members and really kind of focus in on doing, I'd say, really quality events and also offering bigger events like this and our lunches, but also smaller events where groups can get together. We call them our affinity groups. You can find them on our website. So they are a member benefit, but they're very focused discussions on topics like culture member, total rewards, talent acquisition, and we'd love to keep growing that, where you can really just exchange with other members and kind of build that deeper connection too. So you get the mix of the classroom education and then the connections and just some fun social pieces as well.
The network side's the biggest for me. Being able to have others that maybe walk in similar shoes to you, having somebody to reach out to, such as Courtney, I can dial up, hey, this is what I'm going through at the office right now. What are your thoughts? Just having that community and the total involvement is fantastic.
That's great. Well, this bustling conference is certainly evidence of that networking. So congratulations on the conference. Thanks for everything you've done for GSHRM. And congratulations to you and good luck.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. We'll see you next time on Work This Way.